A very good afternoon to you from Cardiff City Stadium. Happy Friday. We are here for under-21 coverage of the Bluebirds against Barnsley. Darren Pearce's men looking to really kick on and make home advantage count this afternoon. John Donovan with you, shortly to be joined by Tom Hopkins as we look forward to seeing, certainly a much changed under-21 team from the last time I had the pleasure of watching them. Some players have moved up, some players have moved on, and some players have come in. So it'll be interesting to see Darren Pearce and his team this afternoon, how they shape up, how they line up is on your screen at the moment. Jay Semenyo is a name that you'll recognise has been a mainstay for a couple of years now, and Cian Ashford had a pretty lively cameo off the bench in that impressive League Cup win in midweek against Birmingham. Morgan Wigley is a goal scorer at this level, knocking on the door of the first team. We think it's a 4-3-3. We'll keep an eye on that, but certainly there's a lot of excitement about these youngsters who are making up the Cardiff City team today. For our visitors, Barnsley, welcome along to you if you're joining us with a Barnsley persuasion this afternoon. We believe it's a 4-4-2 lineup. One name that is familiar there, at least to myself, Aaron Atkinson. A lot of promise that man has, but that is the 1-11 for Barnsley, and it's sure to be a very intriguing and exciting matchup with Cardiff City this afternoon in this under-21s Premier League clash. Tom has made it up to the gantry. He'll be joining me shortly. The Bluebirds will kick off, playing from left to right. Attacking the Grange end is a decent little crowd that's gathered in the grandstand. Of course, last few days of the summer holidays, it's free entry today for adults and children, and it's quite well attended below us. So hopefully they'll make some noise. Hopefully there's some good football we can bring you as we're underway here. That crossfield ball immediately goes out, and it'll be a throw-in to Barnsley. If you haven't seen the news so far today in terms of the senior men's team and transfer deadline day, Jonathan Panzu, the left-footed centre-half, has joined on loan from Nottingham Forest, so welcome to him. So that ball goes out for another throw-in right in front of the Barnsley technical area. Matthew Bloxham running things at the moment in the Bluebirds technical area. Just keep an eye where Darren Pearce is, whether he's late out or taking the game from another vantage point. So the Bluebirds play it along the back. The ball goes forward from Giles, headed away by Danny Benson, although he needs two bites of the cherry, and the ball is turned over to Cardiff City, who split their centre-halves and go to a 3, really, with Giles dropping in as the midfielder, allowing the full-backs to become aggressive, but you can't turn over a ball like that. It invites Barnsley to come forward. It's well recovered, though, by Giles, who looks pretty assured and comfortable on the ball. Be interesting to see how he and his midfield partner Barton control the game for the Bluebirds. So that's a crossfield ball drilled to captain Dylan Lawler. He goes into midfield, finds Ashford. Little give and go. Ashford gives it out to the left-hand side to Giles, who's seen a lot of the ball early on. Nice layoff by Nakawa there, but couldn't make it count, and the Bluebirds have to go back to goalkeeper Jake Dennis. Be interesting to see Tanatsu Nakawa. Heard good things about him. My first chance to see him in action this afternoon as the Bluebirds play out well. Although Ashford stumbles on the ball and turns it over, it's a good, strong tackle that allows Cardiff to win the ball back. That was good from Barton. He sensed the danger. He snuffed it out. And Cardiff once more go from right to left to find Giles. Giles plays the ball into a channel looking for Wigley, slightly overhit. It will come through to the Barnsley goalkeeper and captain, Kieran Flavel. Looks like Cardiff actually are playing 3 centre-halves rather than 4-3-3 as our graphic showed you. So Giles is the left of those centre-halves. It's a wing-back formation. Here's Wigley. Can't turn the ball to the left. It looks like, as I said, the 3 centre-halves, aggressive full-backs or aggressive wing-backs as that ball's given away by Lawler. Cardiff without the ball now do go to the 4 at the back. Oh, now it's a 5 as Semenyo drops in. As Barnsley get their first chance to have a period of possession. They go long, looking for Dyer. Cardiff win the initial duel. And once more Barton clears up well, neat and tidy. Now spreads the ball to the left-hand side. Good first touch and good ball. Can Wigley get in here? That's a good starting position from goalkeeper Flavel, but that was nice from Cardiff. And it was Josh Beecher who stepped into the midfield area and played a lovely ball. And my first chance to say good afternoon and welcome in Tom Hopkins.
Good afternoon, JP. How are you?
Not too bad. It's Friday, Tom. There's beer in the fridge and we're watching some football. There are worse things.
Certainly. I mean, it's a bit of a back and forth so far, isn't it? First 4 or 5 minutes or so. But City, looking for their first league win of the campaign here, and no better conditions, and well, hopefully dry for now in Cardiff City Stadium.
Yes, it's a little overcast, but quite muggy, quite humid. Good surface to play on for these young Bluebirds as Dennis plays out. It's a heavy first touch, which may lead to the ball being turned over. Indeed it is. Here's Barnsley with Dyer, provides a good platform, crossing opportunity, cross into the box. It's dealt with by Lawler. And Cardiff now can come forward through Beecher. Beecher plays it into midfield. The ball is spread to Semenyo. Semenyo, nice first time pass forward. Can he get the return? No, it's a little short. Semenyo makes 2 block tackles. He'll go out for a goal kick. So, Tom, it's my first time viewing the under-21 since, well, possibly midway through last season. So there have been a number of new additions. Who should we be looking out for today?
Well, I think, in particular, it's interesting. Obviously, we've got a couple of new signings. Freddie Cook, starting today, and Finn Johnson on the bench as well. But a lot of the faces on the pitch now, it's a young side. They've recently stepped up from the 18s, so you wouldn't really know it though by the amount of fixtures that they played for the 21s last season. Well, just looking at some of the newer additions, I suppose Cian Ashford really making his proper step up in 21s as a 21s player and not as a scholar anymore. He's obviously impressed and done well during the week. He played against Birmingham City in our first team Carabao Cup game win. A couple other names out there. Dylan Lawler, he had a good summer. He went over to represent Wales under-17 side in the European Championships under 17 level. Again, he's another one who's breaking through into this 21 side, and no doubt will be looking to put together a good string of performances this season.
Cardiff made ground down the left-hand side. Short throw. Nakua tries to turn it back to Beecher. Ball has gone out. Be another throw into Cardiff City. Barnsley, a club that has to develop good young players. Their business model is rather based on it, and they've done a good job of it in recent years. Of course, the senior team beaten League One playoff finalists back in May. Here's Lawler, tries to play it wide, sells Semenyo a little short. Cardiff will get the throw in though. Nice turn inside from Lawler. Barton gives it back to Cook, who turns himself into trouble. Some of the Bluebirds players maybe just taking a an extra touch to settle the nerves in the early stages and being caught on the ball. Twos does well there, will get the foul. Cardiff not taking the free kick from the right place, so that will go back 2 or 3 yards. And my first chance to remind you that the senior team are in action tomorrow, making the long trip to Portman Road. I always find it's more difficult going east than north, but maybe that's just me. But they're in action against Ipswich Town tomorrow. Here's Semenyo on the right-hand side. Tries to feed it forward, but it's well cut out. Cardiff certainly having more of the ball in the opening 8.5 minutes. Aside from that one ball into the channel which Wigley was chasing down, they haven't really troubled Barnsley as yet, and once more a little lax in possession from the back allows the ball to be turned over. Here's Benson for the Tykes. Plays a little bit of catch with Nathan James. James again spreads it wide to Doyle. Doyle will use his wide fullback. Good press from Cardiff, forced it all the way back to Flavel. Flavel will clear left-footed. Cardiff can't turn that over. There was a ball to be won. That's a ball that certainly was won by Ashford. That's very good from the number 7. Now he can drive at the box, feeds it wide to Semenyo. Little clip ball to the far post, Twos is up, headers back, and it's cleared out by Benson. That was good from Cardiff, and it started from that hard work from Cian Ashford.
Yeah, certainly. That's exactly what you want to see early on in a game like this. Ashford just getting across his man, tackling well. You know, he's initially running from what might have been an offside position if played a little differently, but he's done well. He's laid it off well to Semenyo, and it's a good cross. Cody Twos, I think he's maybe caught in two minds about whether he wants to take it on himself or go for the pass. Still though, corner kick one. Good opportunity for City here.
Short option is on, and Cardiff spring the short option with Twos. Changes the angle for the cross. Ball is whipped in, cleared away by Donnery. Cardiff will have the throw in once more. Matthew Bloxham gives the encouraging round of applause. Likes what he's seen in the last couple of moments. That ball's rather straight and will be claimed by Flavel, who bowls out quickly. Ball goes forward and Dyer can't win that. It's picked up in midfield by Barton, who spreads the game well. He's looking to do that, the number 8. It's been a decent start from him. Comfortable with the ball at his feet and then spreading it quickly. On that occasion, though, a little bit too much pace on the pass of Beecher, and it's out for a throw-in to Barnsley. And Barnsley will win second ball, and a chance to burst forward towards the box. Shot on goal, low shot. Dennis had it covered the whole way. Drifts wide of the left-hand post. But again, Barnsley not seen a lot of the ball, but looking to pounce on any mistakes and then spring the transition counter-attack very quickly. Ball which Semenyo actually deals with well, flicking on down the line, and Wigley does well shrugging off his man. The second touch is a little heavy though and allows James to tidy up. There's a few loose touches from both sides in the early stages of this one. Ball played forward, and Barnsley do have that option to allow Dyer to go and battle and give problems to the centre halves. Once more, Barton did well to clear up and create some separation to beat Dyer that time, although second ball goes to Barnsley, and that's a lovely ball that split the lines. It's onside, it's a fantastic save from Dennis. It was wild ball that was in. The ball was first class. No hint of offside. Dennis stayed tall, stayed big, and tipped over the bar. And that was almost first blood to the visitors.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for the visitors, unfortunately, there, but Jake Dennis is a great shot stopper, and he's done well there, to be fair to him. It's at point blank range, has been shot at him. Managed to just get enough to tip it over the bar.
Signed Jake Dennis a couple of times on Football Manager. He's always done very well for me. Did very well there. As Barnsley have their first corner whipped in towards the penalty spot. It will come to a white shirt. It's a miscued shot on goal, but a chance to give it wide once more. That's a poor ball, and Lawler will go to ground, win the tackle, and send it out for a throw-in. Really was important, Dennis, there. He didn't necessarily go too low into a crouch. He stayed big, exploded, and made the save. Cardiff probably a little bit disappointed to be caught out by a straight ball over the top. That's nice play that releases Semenyo. That was good from twos. Here is Semenyo. Puts the brakes on, and as a result, it's caught in possession by Claude Makiesi. Cardiff had the throw in, which they take quickly and go back to their goalkeeper. Nice ball into midfield, which finds Ashford. Ashford on the turn, gives it wide to Lawler. Now back to Ashford, who is a player who could potentially make things tick for Cardiff City this afternoon. He sees the crossfield balls on, but the technique isn't there. He lifts his shirt up in frustration. It was a good idea. The execution just wasn't quite to the mark. On my way to the ground this afternoon. Of course, it is transfer deadline day. News that Liverpool have turned down a £150 million offer for a Saudi Arabian club for Mo Salah. The same summer in which the late Trevor Francis passed away and was a record signing at £1 million. Times have changed. Cardiff play out well into midfield. Here is Ashford, turns it wide to Semenyo. No runner in front of Semenyo, so he has to go back. It's an angled ball from Lawler, looking for the run of Nyakua. Nyakua claimed he was fouled. Referee says no. Cries of switch it, and that's what Barnsley attempts to do, and it's a lovely ball into the path of Pickford. Semenyo does well enough to get back goal side, but Pickford won't give this up and manages to find Dyer. Barnsley have the opportunity to spread to the right-hand side. Maybe a shooting opportunity. Cardiff had backed off. On that occasion, Benson decides not to attack the box, and he also doesn't continue his run, which allows Cardiff City to get out of trouble with a goal kick. Doesn't seem so long ago. The Cardiff City's record transfer fee was, what about 350,000? Was it Godfrey Ingram from San Jose? So Cardiff attempting to keep up with modern times with their spend in recent years. It is a little scary though. Cardiff have a chance to scare Barnsley here. We're a free kick from the right-hand angle of the box, which Ashford will take. He is known for his good set-piece delivery. Giles is there also, and it will be Giles on the left foot. Great whipped-in ball, which forces the defender to deal with it, and actually Nathan James dealt with it very well, but a fantastic whipped-in ball there by Louis Giles.
He's terrific on the dead ball, to be fair. Louis Giles, he's caught some headlines around the start of the year, I think, for a goal he scored for Wales' under-17 side in a European qualifier. I think he was about 35 yards out, 90th minute, managed to secure a win with it. Definitely something that he practices. Similar in a way, I suppose, to Caleb Hughes, another dead ball specialist for his 21 side.
Ball into the box. It's good improvisation from Giles, although he actually flicks it wide rather than at goal. And that'll be a throw into Barnsley. 17 minutes gone here at Cardiff City Stadium. 0-0 if you're just joining us on this Friday afternoon. Once again, decent attendance in the lower grandstands. Free entry today, and that's been well received by adults and children alike. The children making the most of their last few days of summer holiday. Nice ball protection from Wigley, and that will result in a throw-in for Cardiff. Again, the Bluebirds seeing much more of the ball. Haven't created a clear-cut chance as yet. Barnsley have, and it resulted in a very, very good save from Jake Dennis. Heavy touch from Ashford allows Barnsley to turn the ball over, but well, no touch at all allows Cardiff to get the ball back, and that reverse ball from Barton looking to find Wigley was just cut out. Here's Dyer, who is providing a good platform. Macchiesi gives it to the right-hand side to Benson. Benson, an angled ball, which Lawler feels he has to go for. Don't think he gets anything on it. Semenya will look to tidy up. He's rather easily dispossessed, though, and that will allow Barnsley to attack the box. Fed back to Macchiesi. He decides to turn down the shooting opportunity. Cross comes in. It's well headed away by Giles. Cardiff were just a little weak at the back there in terms of how they were pushed off the ball and allowed Barnsley to attack the box. Semenyo throws long, looking for Nekua, but Barnsley once more win possession back. And Cardiff, when they are lax on the ball, are inviting Barnsley on, and the away side look dangerous. They're looking to work an angle here, but Beecher does well to get back goal side. Can't prevent the corner though, and Barnsley will have another set piece.
City have done well so far, I think, just to keep chances to a minimum, but a bit of pressure now from Barnsley. Obviously they'll be looking to capitalise on it. It's still early days in this game, of course.
Corner kick from the far side as we look at things, just in front of the Ninian stand. In swinger on this occasion, Dennis comes and gets something to it. Dynamic goalkeeping, he made a decision, he had to get there, and he did. It's been a good start from the City keeper. That's a little lax again as Cardiff switch off and allowed that short throw just to go to Macchiesi in space. Barnsley will use Dyer again, but this time his ball is loose. Cardiff can turn over, although Giles is robbed, and now it's a one-on-one situation momentarily. Cardiff getting bodies back. That is likely foul. No, referee says the ball was won by Barton, and if so, that's a stupendous tackle coming from the wrong side. Referee says he won the ball cleanly, but Cardiff, again, just looking sloppy on occasions with the ball, inviting Barnsley into this game, and the young Tykes are doing well in the last 5 minutes. Just a brief pause as Daniel Barton readjusts his shin pad that came loose after making that tackle, and what an exceptional tackle it was. Cardiff had allowed themselves to get into a one-on-one situation. Here is Barton, good first touch, opens up the body. It's a sign of a player who can make a little bit of time for himself. Didn't have options in front of him though, but impressed by Barton, how he wants to get on the ball. Good ball forward to Wigley, nice delicate layoff. Ashford, will he go for goal or will he square it? He'll go for goal himself, allowed bodies to come back to him, and it's cleared away, and understandably Tanatsua Mayakwa is asking perhaps why that ball wasn't played. Did seem initially to be an angle, easy to say from up here. As Cardiff go backwards to build once more. Ball into the channel. It is a nice ball. Wigley tries to put it towards the penalty spot. It takes a deflection and runs harmlessly to goalkeeper Flavel, but it was a nice ball by Lawler, and Cardiff win the ball back quickly once more. Here's Beecher. Oh, it's a nice idea, but to be fair to Nekua, He did try to have to keep himself onside, so stopped his run. And as a result, the ball evaded him. Here's Doyle for Barnsley. Loose ball which Cardiff should win, and they do win through Cook. Cook steps forward and good ball to release Wigley. Wigley is starting to take up some good positions, tries to feed it through to Ashford. Ashford, the angle's tight, good goalkeeping, no chance of a penalty there. Wigley just put a little too much mustard on that ball, and Ashford, well, the goalkeeper was favourite. Both players are now down, but good goalkeeping. Cardiff, though, just in the last couple of moments on the break, have started to look a little bit more dangerous.
We have it on the replay here. Some brilliant ball through by Freddie Cook. Ashford just such a willing runner, isn't he? Gets into a foot race here. Fine margins there, I think, but if we carry on like that, I think we will be able to take advantage and get on that score sheet nice and early.
Space in the middle of the park for Donnery. Gives it wide to Pickard, sorry. Space now to bring Mackay into the game. My apologies, that was Benson. Here's Mackay. He feeds it into the middle of the park to Makiesi. This is good from Barnsley. They've worked it from left to right and back again. Cardiff sitting a little deep. There is an option to spread the ball once more to the right-hand side. That's perhaps too easy. Here's Benson. Benson, nice ball into Dyer. Good layoff. Just over the bar from Atkinson, but that was a lovely build-up move and play from Barnsley, resulting in a shot at goal. Cardiff, well, to the naked eye, just a little too passive there. Giles goes long, looking for Wigley, but it will beat him, and that's a good first touch off the knee by Benson. I'll get these players right in a minute. My apologies. That was Nathan James, the number 4, not the number 5. Here is Benson. James tries to drill the ball long. He's done that a couple of times early in this game. Semenyo defends that well. And through 25 minutes, I'd say it's an even-Steven contest so far. Cardiff with more of the ball. Barnsley with a better chance. Good starting position from Dennis, and he will claim that. Good ball protection from Ashford, who turns away and now can spread the ball to the left-hand side. Here's Twos, keeps the ball running to Beecher. Beecher will go at his man, try and turn on the afterburners. He does well. Is he fouled? Referee says no. Beecher still has it. Will go into Wigley. Wigley, good first-time ball. Back to Twos. Twos tries to make an angle. Here's Wigley. Can he get a shot on goal? He can. No real backlift. Decent attempt, but in the end, an easy save for Flavel. That was nice football from Cardiff on that left-hand side. Well, won there by Twos. Coming back into the central midfield position, but it's given away. Here's a chance, and it should be a goal, but it's not. It was Cook who gave the ball away, and Wild Ball maybe didn't expect the chance, wasn't set for it, blazes it wide of the near post. And really, despite Cardiff having the better of the possession, Barnsley should be in front.
Big let-off for City there, right on the moments after a chance for the Bluebirds. Just switched off slightly, perhaps. Wild Ball, though, I think at half-time we'll be regretting not getting that one on target.
Didn't even force Dennis into making a save. Dennis has the ball at his feet now, gives it wide to Giles. Giles to Beecher. Beecher plays a nice ball that dissects a couple of players, allowing Wigley to get onto it and now run on the angle against Doyle. Wigley puts the brakes on, drives inside Doyle, made room for himself, keeps going across the box, maybe caught in two minds, and as a result the chance is gone for Cardiff. Ashford will have to chase back. I think Wigley wanted the shot and then saw he had teammates. Barnsley have won the ball back, but that's somewhat overhit by Donnery. It's kept in very well and very athletically, though, on that right-hand side. Cross into the box, which Cook deals with. But it'll come back Barnsley's way as they make the pitch big once more. Angled ball in, looking for Dyer, over the head of Dyer. Chest control and then cleared away. That was Lawler to Semenyo. And Cardiff will have the throw in. Lawler plays it to Giles. He's got a man on, so rather puts the laces through it. Cardiff concede possession. Good tackle from Giles, winning back possession from Wild Ball, who may still be thinking about that chance a few moments ago. Wigley, well, should have been second to that ball. Actually, the defender did him a favour and sends the ball to Ashford. Ashford, does he sell Semenyo a little short? He does. Cardiff, just on occasions with that passing, have been a little lax. Good intentions out there, but not always coming off.
I think perhaps there's a little bit of hesitancy to play the killer pass. Nonetheless, you know, again, it is fine margins. It's a couple inches either way, a bit more power on that. Could have been a completely different ball there. City just need to capitalise when they're given these chances, especially if it's unexpectedly given to them.
Here's Cook. Gives it wide to Giles, who steps forward. Certainly he's the member of the three-man centre-half team that perhaps looks most comfortable with ball at feet and happy to step forward into midfield. Here's Lawler, the captain. He drills the ball down the line. Wigley wasn't making that run, though. Lawler asks why. Either way, the ball is back through to Flavel. Barnsley look to build from the back. See that diagonal ball from right to left once more. Semenyo deals with it. Will be helped out by Ashford. The two of them together. Can they get out of this situation? They can very well. That should be a foul. Referee plays advantage. Semenyo and Ashford did ever so well. Here's Twos, who when he gets on the ball looks lively. Cardiff need to see more of him on the ball. Beecher drives inside his man. Shows a little too much. Referee gives, I dare to say, it was a little bit of a soft free kick, but Cardiff will take it.
That may have been an IOU from the foul down here on our side.
Cardiff go quick to Beecher. Looks to whip a ball in. It's deflected back out to Twos. As I say, maybe he's not seen as much of the ball as some of his Cardiff City counterparts, but when he's on it, he looks an inventive footballer. Ball turned around the corner by Barton, inviting Akua to go and chase. I'm going to check whether I'm getting Nyakua's name right at half-time, because I don't want to do him a disservice. Ball into the middle of the park, finds Donnery. Donnery sends it wide. He's asking his full-back Pickard to make the most of a rather drilled pass. Pickard did well. Barnsley not afraid to play those angled balls from side to side. Nice little layoff. Actually caught number 10 Atkinson a little by surprise there. He could have been a yard or two further forward. It was a nice idea from the Barnsley wide player, number 2, Josh Mackay. Cheaply conceded possession from Cardiff City, and there have been moments of that in this game thus far. Barnsley, you feel, well, they should do, having had the two best chances, but they're certainly growing in confidence into this game. 0-0. We're through 32 minutes. Ball to Atkinson. He turns it around the corner. That's nice. Here's Mackay. Can he keep it in? First time cross. It's gone out, I think. Yes, it has. Unfortunate, because that's more good football from Barnsley, who are starting to work the angles very well in the wide areas. Not making the trip to Ipswich tomorrow, Tom?
No, I've had. Well, I think this will be my fill for the week. But yeah, big game tomorrow, obviously, for the first team against Ipswich. Here now, though, I think the visitors, they've managed to get a bit of a stamp on the game in the last 5-10 minutes or so. It's good pressure. City holding up well, more or less so far, but little chances.
Atkinson has a chance, and that's the closest we've come so far. Cardiff allowing room on the edge of the penalty area. Atkinson, again, Cardiff were a little passive. No one really stepped out to him. He's got decent technique. Maybe feels he should have worked the goalkeeper.
Have it on the replay here, as you said, JP, just a little bit too much space allowed him to take that shot. Lucky for Cardiff, it has gone wide. You'd like to think Jake Dennis would have had it covered.
Atkinson has another chance, although he's driven wide by Beecher. Cardiff are just allowing Barnsley to play between the lines right now, and there's no press really of any sort, or if there is, it's only one man going in isolation, and that's rather, again, from my very untrained eye, making it a little bit easy for Barnsley. Don't take anything I say seriously, though. Usually it's the opposite. Barnsley looking to work it down the right-hand side. They'll get the throw in. They're having their best spell of the game, the visitors. And Cardiff just need to lift the tempo, lift the work rate a little. Nice ball inside that finds Doyle. Cardiff once more inviting Barnsley on, looking to defend the edge of the area. It was a nice little idea there, back-heel pass. Well read on that occasion by Cook, but Cardiff camped inside their own half at the moment. And the visitors are playing nice one-touch balls. It's well cut out by Twos, going towards his own goal. And he gets the goal kick as well. Very clever play by Twos, but Cardiff need a moment. They need something just to bring the tempo back into this game, to start influencing this game.
Yeah, just a bit of composure needed, I think. There, Twos did well there to win that goal kick. Could be important. Just to get the ball at your feet a bit, breeds a bit of confidence. Right. Actually, we've got a young City side out here today, playing a couple of under-21s regulars from the last couple of weeks, such as skipper Xavier Benjamin not playing currently. Not on the bench either, but good opportunity now for these younger players to, try and make a mark and impress.
Yeah, absolutely. This is all about development, and there's been some good moments from Cardiff. Although they are conceding possession cheaply on occasion. They do again there. Dyer tries to get in front of his man. Cook probably does enough. Dyer gets the header directed towards goal, but it's over the bar. But in terms of chances, it's probably 3 or 4 to Barnsley now, and maybe 1/2 chance to Cardiff. Plenty for Matthew Bloxham to ponder. We stress every time we cover one of these games, it is about the development side of things more than anything else, but you want to get the basics right, and once more again, Cardiff a little lax in possession. Ball towards the box. Giles does well to marshal his man, who's wild ball. Cardiff just need a period of possession where they string 3 or 4 passes together and don't cough up a heavy first touch or something like that. They look to change the game a little bit by going a bit more direct, and Wigley does well enough to allow the ball to fall to Nyakua. And Cardiff will get a free kick and welcome respite.
Certainly, yeah. Good to get up there with the territory, but just being a bit more direct, turning the screw a bit and putting in that killer pass quicker could well make the difference here. We've got just under 10 minutes left of this first half. City, I think, not had the best of the chances so far, but could have done better with the ones that they've had, of course. It's a free kick in a fairly good position. It's out wide, but plenty of opportunity here from the set piece.
Well, we saw excellent delivery from Giles earlier, but this time it's the right footer. Not a great delivery on that occasion. Ball is turned back towards the box by Beecher, and it's through to Flavel, and Cardiff didn't make the most of that opportunity. I suggest it was a decent first 20 minutes from Cardiff, but it's become a little patchy since. Plenty of time though, of course, and a lot of talent out there from these young Bluebirds. Driven ball looking for Wigley, doesn't connect. Wigley does seem to be operating a little bit in isolation. Willing runner though, and he puts pressure on now, but it's a decent clip ball forward by Benson, which Giles deals with into the midfield. Here's Ashford again, protects the ball well, and lovely reverse pass. Nyakua tries to keep himself onside, did, but as a result didn't have the pace to get onto a slightly mishit ball. Drilled ball looking for the feet of Dyer, who protects well, spreads it to the right hand side. He's a good platform, a good target man, Dyer. It's not the only element to his game, but he's doing that role well for his side. Low cross into the box, chance for Wild Boar, second chance, 2 blocks. Giles on both occasions. Semenyo will help clear away to Nyakua. But Cardiff are living dangerously, but they might strike on the counter-attack here. Here's Ashford, now straightens the angle and then plays a ball which Wigley was never really going to get. Just once more decisions on the ball, perhaps failing the Bluebirds in the last 15 minutes of this one. But credit to the away side, who started perhaps on the back foot, although not really conceding a chance. But certainly now, as the half is wearing on, the dominant force in this game. Throw into Cardiff in front of the Ninian stand, around about midway inside their own half. So you see a replay of this latest cross into the box, and 2 decent blocks by Louis Giles. Wild Boar is going to be wondering, Tom, what he needs to do to score a goal this afternoon.
Yeah, they've had a good couple of chances now, but not able to hit that target, not able to get through. And when you've got dedicated centre-backs like that willing to put their bodies on the line to stop a shot, it makes it a lot harder for the visitors here to open the scoring.
There's obviously some trigger areas for Barnsley. They're prepared to allow Cardiff to have the ball, and then it goes into a certain area. They press, they win it back, as they've done again now. Wild Boar, is this the moment? Gives it to Dyer, back to Wild Boar on his wrong foot, lets it go across his body. It's tidied up. Well, the criticism of Barnsley is they are far from clinical, but everything else at the moment they're doing very well. And right now, the Bluebirds are camped in their own half. Here is Wild Boar. Drills it in, but Dyer hadn't made the run. It's good covering from Giles, who's done okay back there. Ball is spread wide, looking for Mackay. Mackay tries to feed Atkinson again. Those two have grown into the game. Good strength from Atkinson. Drives past his man, and in the end doesn't cut the ball back to Dyer when it was an obvious pass. Barnsley turning down these opportunities. Cardiff bending, but not breaking right now. Semenyo tries to add some calm to proceedings. That's nice, and a good first touch from Beecher after a good layoff from Twos. Here is Beecher, tries to find Ashford. Ashford looks to protect the ball. It was a good starting position from James. He uses his strength, and he wins the free kick.
A bit of a battle there up top. Bit of pushing and shoving. Goes in the visitors' way eventually. But that starts just from a nice lateral pass from Jason Menyo, and as you said, he's a bit of a calming presence when he gets the ball Also one of the more senior players on the pitch right now, for City at least anyway. Just need that kind of calmness, I think, with the ball at your feet.
Pickard turned down the chance of the return ball to Donnery. Barnsley almost make a mess of it, but MATCHDAY gets them out of trouble, and they can build once more. Mackay, Atkinson, they do like that little reverse ball round the corner. Not sure necessarily of the seniority of this Barnsley side in terms of age and players that have played at this age group for a while, but they've dominated the last 20 minutes. Pickard, good tackle from Semenyo, stands his man up well, and in the end wins a throw-in for his troubles. Wigley is beaten in the air. Atkinson shouts a second ball from goalkeeper Dennis, and that second ball is won. This time by Lawler into midfield to Ashford, who's starting perhaps to get a little frustrated, although he wins the free kick. We are into the last minute of the 45, still 0-0. Cardiff, I suggest, would be happy to take that into the dressing room at half-time. Semenyo was in a little bit of space, but the pass is delayed, so that angle of attack is now closed down. Cardiff just happy to keep the ball. That's sensible game management at the end of the half. Lawler into Ashford. Good first touch, gets it out of his feet. Semenyo tries to play a curved ball between centre-halves. Straightened up a little too early though, and Beecher couldn't get there. Is MATCHDAY. MATCHDAY once more spreads the game to the right-hand side. We're into added time. No sign of a board, so at the referee's discretion. Barnsley, wild ball. Cook rather got caught underneath the ball. Wild ball almost turned him there. Good covering defending though from Cardiff. Teammates getting themselves out of trouble, helping their mates out. Here's Semenyo, has a ball down the line, which he doesn't use. Gives it back in field to Ashford. Ashford skips away from his man well. Referee is playing advantage. There's a ball wide to Beecher. Lovely outside of the football to Beecher. Tries to whip it back for Nyakua. Cut out, and it'll be a corner to Cardiff, and the Bluebirds finally getting some momentum as the half comes to a close.
It's a good chance here now for City. You know, you'd like to think that if it's not going in, the referee's going to blow up more or less right away. We haven't had much stoppages in this first half. Good from Ashford there as well. He's done well, I think, just to be that person willing to run with the ball at his feet and to run off it as well, and he's made this chance.
Dying embers of the first half. Set piece opportunity for the Bluebirds, which will go into the box. Goalkeeper comes, not the most convincing of punch. First touch from Nyakua takes it away from goal. Crossing opportunity for Semenyo. Gives it back to Nyakua. Wants Semenyo to go round the corner. Semenyo stayed a little static. Referee has looked at his watch. Here is Semenyo. Shooting opportunity perhaps. Beecher, decent strike. Always rising though over the bar. And that, I suspect, will be that. Cardiff, though, do draw a round of applause from the fans below us in the grandstand. And there is the half-time whistle, as you just see a replay of that last moment of the half. Beecher's shot. Not bad technique, but always rising. Well, a half very much of two halves. Cardiff started the stronger without really troubling Kieran Flavel in the Barnsley goal, but had more possession and looked like they would control this match. But Barnsley held firm, and to say they grew into the match would be an understatement. At least 3 clear-cut chances for the visitors, none of which they were able to take. One particularly from a excellent save from Jake Dennis. The Bluebirds maybe a little frustrated with how the final 20 minutes of that half went, although they did finish the half with a couple of moments that will hopefully give them momentum going into the dressing room. Final thoughts from you, Tom, after that first half. Some good moments to begin the game, but then it all got a little bitty.
It certainly did, yeah. I think it's been quite attritional in terms of, moments of proper quality from both sides. Barnsley have been better, looking better going forwards, inevitably, but been unable to find that crucial opener. Save there from Jake Dennis, it's brilliant, great shot stopper. Shown it again today, I think, with that. Good tackle there as well. I think Barnsley just unable to score so far, and I think that the City backline can be happy with themselves, at least insofar as their defensive capabilities so far. Just need to turn that counter around quickly and be a bit more clinical and less hesitant perhaps when coming up the pitch.
Moments for the Bluebirds. This was good goalkeeping, but perhaps Cardiff's most impactful or most promising moment of the half. Barnsley had a few more than that. This was the chance that Wild Boar will wonder on the coach ride home how he didn't trouble Dennis more. But no one has troubled the scorers so far. So we're going to break off. We'll leave you with the last few remaining replays. A little bit to ponder for Cardiff City at half-time, but I'm sure Matthew Bloxham will do that in the dressing room. And we still have a blank canvas to play with going into the second half. That's because at the break in this under-21 match, it's Cardiff City 0, Barnsley 0. for this Friday afternoon treat coverage of the under-21s, Cardiff City under-21s against their counterparts from Barnsley. John Donovan alongside Tom Hopkins. 0-0 at half-time. Looks like Cardiff are making a change with Finlay Johnson being readied at the touchline, and Cardiff do need to change the dynamic of the match a little. They started well, they started on top, certainly in terms of possession, but they very much allowed the visitors to come back into the game in the last 20 minutes or so of the half, and Barnsley did have the better chances and considered themselves somewhat unfortunate not to be at least a goal up. So Cardiff looking to change up, just having a look to see who has been replaced. Barnsley remain unchanged. And Finlay Johnson comes on to play in the right wing-back position where Jay Semenyo was playing in the first half. So it looks like it's Semenyo is the man who's been replaced. Cardiff not necessarily changing up formation, just changing up personnel at the moment. Barnsley get us back underway as the Bluebirds in this half will defend the Grange end. Here's Beecher, who showed some good touches in the first half, but gives the ball away on that occasion. And once more, Barnsley play that little ball round the corner to Mackay, who's a willing runner, a willing attacking presence on this right-hand side, and he earns Barnsley the first corner of the second half. I will bring my colleague Tom in a couple of moments, but he's on double duty today, commentary duty and social media. Everyone at this club works far harder than I do. Short corner. Makiesi gives it back for the cross into the box. Great claim after a good shout from Dennis. We heard it all the way from the gantry. And Dennis has been one of the more standout performers for the Bluebirds in this game thus far. Oh, it's a strong but fair tackle won by James. And now Atkinson can look to dink into the box. He's still going, runs away from Lawler. Crossing opportunity, cleared away. Mackay comes once more. Twos. Nice pass into the feet of Wigley, who protects the ball well. And Cardiff actually have a 2-on-0 here, and they score! Ashford turns down the pass, takes the shot on, goes across the goalkeeper, Kieran Flavel, and Cardiff, perhaps against the run of play, have the lead. And I must say, that came from an incisive pass from number 11, Cody Toos, who, as I said in the first half, perhaps hasn't seen a lot of the ball, but when he does, he looks to set Cardiff forward. And Tom, that was a quality finish there from Cian Ashford.
Definitely was. He's just shown how clinical he can be if he's given that chance, that run. You know, he's found himself in a little bit of space. And so well, we got the replay here. He's done well there just to control it well with the head. That's the only touch he's taken before shooting. Headed it down. Just wonderful finish. And I'd love to know after the match what exactly the team talk went like at halftime.
Also, just a correction. Looks like Cardiff have changed their numbers around a little bit. So it's William Spears wearing the number 14 on our team sheet. He was down as number 12. So apologies. William Spears and not Finlay Johnson, who's come onto the pitch. Barnsley look to strike back immediately. There is an angled ball, although Lawler did well to close that angle. Cross into the box looking for Dyer, but once more, good shout, good claim from keeper Dennis. And the Bluebirds just need to build from that goal. Quality finish after a nice, insightful pass. Cardiff have been clinical, Barnsley have not, and that's why the Bluebirds find themselves one goal up after 48.5 minutes. It's a nice run forward, breaking some tackles from Donnery. In the end, he couldn't find the final pass, looking for Atkinson. Cardiff look to play out. Atkinson is leading the press. Spears does well to cut inside, in fact, and play it across the box to Giles, who can bring it forward. He has grass to run into. Beecher just wants to be careful to stay on side. His twos. Oh, tries to thread the needle to find Nyakwa, but it's cut out on that occasion. Good tackle from twos. He is a player with perhaps minimum possession who is standing out to me today as someone who has good technical ability and can make that dynamic pass. Here's Ashford, nice little shuffle and go, and he creates some space, tries to feed it through to Wigley. It's cut out, but Cardiff will have the throw in, and the Bluebirds just playing with a little bit more swagger, a little bit more confidence since that goal. Rain still holding off at Cardiff City Stadium, although half the stadium is increasingly surrounded by cloud. Nyakwa tries to drill that at goal. Too much draw on it perhaps, and goes away from the left-hand post. I should say whip rather than draw. Goal kick to Barnsley. Ball forward, and Giles actually deals with Dyer very well on that occasion. Although Mackay plays the ball down the line, Giles reads it once more, plays it long, although that will miss Wigley. Wigley will go off in chase, but Barnsley have enough bodies back to play triangles and play out. Donnery nutmegs Barton on that occasion. He's still going, the number 7. Referee was playing advantage. Barnsley can come forward, and they work the ball to their left fullback Pickard. But Spears, who's done well since coming on, gets his body between man and ball. That's a foul, and Cardiff will have a free kick, and the substitute has made a promising impression since coming onto the field.
Yeah, he's one of them who's recently stepped up from being a scholar. Did well throughout pre-season, I think, and hopefully continuing this afternoon. Now, City obviously did well. I think we can all agree did well to keep a clean sheet throughout the first half. Hopefully they can continue that throughout this next 40 odd minutes or so.
Dennis will take the free kick, goes long. Wigley will attack it, but it's well won there by James. Again, just a reminder, should you need it, that it's both transfer deadline day. Jonathan Panzu has joined the Bluebirds. We welcome him on loan from Nottingham Forest. And of course the Bluebirds, the men's senior team, in action tomorrow from Portman Road against recently deposed table toppers Ipswich Town. Kevin McKenna doing an excellent job there, but fair to say Errol Bullitt doing a pretty fine job at Cardiff City. Barnsley looking to do a fine job of striking back, and Donnery, who's having an increasing influence on this game, gets to the byline and will win the corner. Beecher actually did well to get back at him. Barnsley just clearing their heads since going a goal behind.
I think it's definitely caught them a little off balance, given how the first half ended, for City to strike more or less right away at the start of the second half.
Whipped in, corner, and there's a clutch of bodies going for it, and it's the equaliser. There was a deflection in there. I think it's come off James, who will be the goal scorer, but really knew nothing about it as the ball was struck at him. I think the replay will show it's Wildball who strikes the ball, and I think Nathan James has perhaps scored that goal using a part of his body you don't normally see being responsible for a goal being scored. He won't find it funny at the moment, but I'm sure there'll be a few laughs about that on the team coach going back. See a replay of that in a moment, as we'll endeavour to keep a straight face. Play back is back underway, but we'll just see a replay of this. Maybe I was doing a disservice to James, who was in far more control of the situation than I thought, but certainly felt some discomfort after getting up with the ball hitting the back of the net. One more look at this. The ball was headed, and it wasn't James who scored, it was Wild Ball. He played a 1-2 with James, a 1-2 that James knew absolutely nothing about, as it came back off a particular part of his body and allowed Wild Ball there to strike the shot. So somewhat comical goal, but a goal nonetheless, and Barnsley are back in this one. Your thoughts on that goal, Tom?
All round, just unfortunate for City, I think. Just deflected goal. I'd like to think that perhaps the way it was going initially, it would have been saved by Dennis, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, here, first booking, I think, of the fixture so far, just proving that Ashford really has been our proper handful whenever he's got the ball.
Who's in a battle there, and he gets the luck of the bounce to retain possession. Cardiff will give it back to Freddie Cook. Cook somewhat miscues that. Beecher does well enough to send the ball into midfield. Wigley gives the ball to Barton. Barton finds Ashford, the Cardiff goal scorer. Wide to Spears. Spears, that's a nice mazy run now into the box. Stays on his feet. Lovely ball as well. Great chance. Oh, the flag's gone up. Nyakua was perhaps slightly offside, but this substitute has come on. William Spears is making a contribution in both halves of the field. And there, that was a mazy run. Starting off wide to the touchline, beating 2 or 3 players. And then almost an inch perfect ball. It was an inch perfect ball to Nyakua, who had just strayed. I think the replay will show marginally into an offside position. This low angle maybe doesn't give us the exact state of play, but it was a fantastic run, a good ball, and unfortunate for Nyakua, because actually the finish was very cool, calm and collected, but it remains 1-1. As we break for drinks, as Barnsley have a player down, and that player is number 3, Hayden Pickard. International break, of course, for the men's senior side after their game against Ipswich Town tomorrow, but I think the whole club is excited about the imminent exploits of the Cardiff City women's team playing in the Champions League this year. We wish Ian Derbyshire's men well. And of course the men's senior team are back in action in a couple of weeks' time. I believe it's a Saturday night game. The opponent escapes me for a moment. Barnsley restart and go long. Giles wins that though. On this occasion, Barton can't keep the ball in, and it goes out for a throw-in, just about on halfway for the away side. Just on that note of who our opponents are on that Saturday, of course, Swansea City. Tip of the hat to the Cardiff City media team today. I'm sure there was no hidden message in the tweet that went out to announce Jonathan Panzu's signing. Unintentional or not, I enjoyed it. Barnsley looking to enjoy themselves now, but that's a good tackle from Ashford. Ashford sends it wide to Spears. Wigley tries the stop-go play, but is robbed, and now Barnsley have numbers as Cardiff had committed some players, but actually Barton does well to get back goal side. It was a rather lazy pass from Doyle. Barnsley gets second phase possession though. That's clip of the ankles, but the referee plays advantage. Shot at goal. Dennis watches it all the way, but Nyakua certainly had a clip at the ankles there of Doyle. Doyle and referee in conversation about that. A little bit of a blind pass on that occasion plays Cardiff into trouble. Giles, well, he doesn't make the tackle. Shot at goal, good save from Dennis. Was straight at him, but still had to get there and make a good parried save. And most importantly, he turned it wide rather than back to an on-rushing Barnsley player. Cardiff were loose. They're not loose here. That's a lovely touch from Ashford, who keeps the ball going wide now to Beecher. Beecher will look to attack the line. Good defending by Mackay. Closes off that avenue. Cardiff will get a throw in. Wigley, nice little spin. Crowd appreciate that. Can he finish it with aplomb? No, he drags his shot wide of the near post, but the little soft shoe shuffle there was very much appreciated by the grandstand.
Yeah, I think Wigley just watching that one back here on this nice low angle. It's a terrific turn. Has his shirt pulled a little bit, but quickly given up by the defender. He's dragged the shot, unfortunately. Maybe he had a better option to pass it, but that's one for the replays.
Throw into Barnsley, just in front of their technical area. It's a very even game at the moment. Cardiff certainly have upped the ante since the end of that first period. And it was the Bluebirds who took the lead through Cian Ashford. Barnsley have drawn level though through Jalen Wildball with an assist of sorts from Nathan James. Ball is back with goalkeeper Dennis, who has done absolutely everything right that he's been asked to do in this match thus far, as we're over the hour mark, 1-1. Here's Barton for the Bluebirds. Beecher is in some space if he can be found. He is found. Now asking for the overlap from twos, although Beecher may use him as a decoy. He does. Nice ball to the far post. Wigley's there, and maybe just his eyes were taken by Nyakua in front of him. Didn't go with the head or the foot with any great conviction. The chance went amiss. But here's Ashford, who does strike on goal. That's a good save from Flavel, his best of the game thus far.
This is exactly what we want to be seeing more of. It's great pressure from City. Double-pronged attack there as well. I think Wigley's unfortunate. Maybe you said he's taken his eye off the ball a little bit because Nyakua has gone in and feinted the headed effort. And then Cian Ashford again, it's a left-footed strike. He's put a lot of power behind it. And it's a good save.
Ashford has certainly grown into this game and helped wrestle back an element of control for Cardiff. Nyakua gives it down the line to Beecher. There's more pace in this attack for Cardiff, or these last few phases of attack. It's catching Barnsley on their heels a little. Although, again, decent hold-up play from Dyer, although the ball is coughed up. Barnsley weren't doing that either side of half-time. Credit to Cardiff for forcing them now into some misplaced passes. Good read by Spears. He's been excellent since coming on. Plays the ankle ball now to Wigley. Wigley's going to have a shooting chance. Wants to cut back on that left foot. Opens up his body. And he kills it wide off the post. Unfortunate from Wigley, but more impressive stuff from William Spears, the substitute who came on half-time.
Yeah, it's a great little partnership so far. I think Wigley, has just been a little bit unlucky. Maybe snatching at his chance a little bit. Nonetheless, I think it will click for him if he keeps being given these chances.
Well, there was a rather simple ball on there, but mishit from Matthew Doyle, as perhaps both teams, maybe the visitors more so, starting to tire. And on that note, there will be a double substitution for Barnsley. I can see Mylan Benjamin being ready below us, although again I don't necessarily trust the numbers, because there's also a number 14 about to come on our team list. That's a goalkeeper. So unless Barnsley are going for quite the tactical switch. Anyway, here come Cardiff. Beecher tries to drive to the line. That's been a good battle all day between him and Mackay. Good cross in. Will come to Wigley. Will come to Ashford. And defender maybe didn't have to get across and put the Cardiff man off. He got underneath his shot and he lifted it over the bar, where with his talent, Tom, he would have expected to do better there. Yeah,
certainly. He's usually so clinical, Ashford, and he's not had much time to think about it. It's a great setup by Wigley, to be fair. Ashford's got the right idea by lifting it. You can see there's a blocker in the way. Just perhaps leant back a little bit too much.
Once more, Barnsley have a player down, and there's a multitude of substitutes being readied. 3 now from Barnsley, 1 from Cardiff, who looks like it's James Kroll. Numerically, the Barnsley substitutes will be Milan Benjamin, Malaki Tommy Mabolam, and as I say, number 14 is listed as Alex Joff, but he's down as a goalkeeper, so I suspect it's not him, and possibly Elliot Probert. We'll try and get some clarification on that. I think Wildboar has already come off and put the bib on, the goal scorer for Barnsley, number 11, so he's one of the men being replaced. Drinks being taken, instructions being given out. Number 5, Danny Benson, has also been replaced for Barnsley. And I think the last of the substitutes is the man who was just down injured. That would be number 8, Jean-Claude Macchiesi. He's been replaced as well. So a number of changes. Morgan Wigley is the man being replaced for the Bluebirds, so like for like, with James Kroll coming on. And we know James Kroll has certainly got an eye for goal, with good technical ability with his feet, but also decent aerial presence as well. Here is Tommy Mabolam. Barnsley have changed up, and it looks like Pickard has been moved into a more advanced position. He's chasing the ball now against Giles. Does enough to turn over the ball and allow Barnsley to have second phase. That's a good tackle by Lawler, the Bluebirds captain. For Barnsley, Josh Mackay has now come over to... No, sorry, he has been playing the right-hand side, of course, but Barnsley have new personnel at left wing back, and Pickard has been released to play in a more advanced position. Iakwa tries the layoff, doesn't work out though, and in the end is penalised for a foul. Barnsley will have a free kick midway inside the Cardiff half. Pickard is signalling that he wants players to go forward, and he will deliver this off his left foot. Although there is a short option if he wants to use Mackay. Cardiff were savvy to that though. Pickard, well, for all of that, it was a rather poor delivery from a player who's been good today. Ball goes back into the Cardiff box, headed away. Two's assists to get it further away. Is that a foul? It is a foul. Brave from Ashford, and Cardiff will have the free kick.
It's quite concerned from where I'm stood, at least. They looked at it might have been a handball from Ashford as well. But nonetheless, we'll take that one happily.
Nice drilled ball into the feet of Kroll. He tries to find Spears, but it's not quite there. And the ball is back with Flavel. 68 minutes have gone just about now. Drilled ball to this right-hand side, which Beecher reads well, heads forward. Here's Twos, tries to dink over the top. Is he fouled? No, he just keeps going. That's fantastic from number 11. The pass is good as well, finds Kroll. Kroll will need to cut back, does, tries to maybe drill it into the near post. It's blocked. Niakwa. Again, Twos, when he does get moments on the ball, looks like he can make things happen. Here he is again, wants the give and go, but the path was closed off. Barton, good first touch under pressure. Did well to retain possession for City. It's been a steady Eddie, the Bluebirds number 8. It's a nice ball forward, inviting Spears onto it. Ball forward by captain Lawler. And Cardiff just knocking on the door once more. Here's Cook. He'll give it all the way back to Dennis. Barnsley want to bring their men up. Cardiff have to be careful not to give the ball away. But again, Barton tidies up, which he's done quite often this afternoon. Kroll has kept himself on side, I believe, but it's well defended by the substitute, who, again, is listed as Alex Joff. I don't believe it is. Perhaps Elliot Probert. Throw into Barnsley as Cardiff player goes to ground. A little bit of cramp. Looks like it's Louis Giles, who's just going to need a teammate to help get that cramp out. Well, 70 minutes gone here at Cardiff City Stadium, and the goals have all come in this second half. Cian Ashford with a clinical finish from the right-hand side of the box on the half volley across the keeper, found the corner. It was an excellent finish from the man who also impressed when coming on against Birmingham City for the senior side in the League Cup on Tuesday. Barnsley hitting back soon after, though, from a set-piece opportunity. The ball finally came back to Jalen Wildboar, who made no mistake drilling it home. So that's how the game is poised right now. You feel perhaps one more goal for either side, or for either side, would win this. Don't think we're suddenly going to get a deluge. Mackay once more, willing runner, crosses the ball in, but Dennis takes control of the situation, claims it, and now wants the quick release. No one immediately showing to feet, though. Oh, Barton just turned down a couple of options, but safely gets it back at the last moment to Cook. And he spreads it wide nicely to Lawler. Lawler's Kroll kept himself on side. I think he has. Good first touch, and it needed a good recovery tackle from Matthew Doyle just to take it away from James Kroll. But that was a lovely crossfield ball by captain Dylan Lawler.
It's good effort by Kroll there. I think, you know, the second touch looking to beat his man. He's won the corner kick instead.
Set piece for the Bluebirds. A lot of players looking to make late runs from the edge of the box, perhaps across the near post. Does go to the near post. Flick on by Twos, but cleared away easily. Ball is spread wide once more to corner taker Ashford. Ashford jinks back outside. Has he got a little bit of room to run into? Cuts back out once more and keeps the ball going to Spears. Spears doesn't like the angle of the pass to Nyakua, so goes back the other way. A raking pass looking for Twos. Almost nutmegs his man. The ball will come to Giles. Giles doesn't get the connection he wanted on that cross. Barnsley should be able to come away with Atkinson after more good hold-up play from Dyer. And that's nice from Barnsley, and they can now spread it back to this right-hand side if they choose to, although Donald Reid decides to run at his man, and Ashford does well getting back goal side. He is going box to box very well this afternoon, Cian Ashford, as Cardiff once more. Louis Giles is down. He got up from that situation where he had cramp, but he still looks in a little bit of distress, and looks to me, Tom, like his afternoon might shortly be over.
Yeah, I think you're right there. He's been given some hydration, I think, Louis Giles, but needs some form of treatment, I think. Hopefully back up on his feet in no time. Though Finlay Johnson looks like he's preparing to come on.
Yes, Finlay Johnson, who is wearing the number 12, not the number 14 listed on our team sheet, so he will belatedly make his appearance in this second half. Giles wants to think about continuing, but I think the decision has already been made. Indeed it has, as Giles gets a pat on the back. and will make his way to the seats in the dugout. He's had a decent afternoon, Louis Giles. Good battle with Dyer.
Now I wonder if we're going to have a change of shape, seeing as Finlay Johnson is more or less an out-and-out striker. Be up there with James Kroll. I can't imagine either of them are dropping back into a central defensive role.
Cardiff, good spot. Tom might go to, well, you say a flat four. It's not a flat four these days with the way fullbacks play, but you know what I mean. So Beecher, the more traditional left back, and William Spears is now the right back. Cook and Lawler will play as the two centre halves. Good spot by Tom there, and indeed Finlay Johnson has gone to play, well, in what looks like a front three now. He'll play from the left, Kroll through the middle, and Iakawa from the right. So 4-3-3 for the Bluebirds. Push there on Kroll. Cardiff will have a free kick. 14.5 minutes remaining for either side to find a winner. Give and go. Twos tries to play with Beecher, but it's cut out, and Pickard comes forward. There is an overlap, but the angle was closed well by Spears. He's been really good since coming on. Didn't have to make the tackle there because he closed the angle of the pass. Impressed with that young man since making an appearance at half time as Cardiff look to play out of trouble. Ball forward to Kroll. Heavy touch, but should be able to regain possession, and does, and spreads the ball to Spears. Good first touch. And he's able to drive forward as a result. He can't find Iakawa, but the ball will come to Kroll. Can Spears get in here? Oh, it's just taken off his toe. Good recovery tackle from the Barnsley defender as the Bluebirds thought they were in. Is that a push by Dyer? It is. And that'll be a free kick to Cardiff City. But William Spears has done nothing but impress me since coming on, Tom.
Yeah, he's definitely had the impact desired, isn't he? I think just full of energy and willing to run. Exactly what we needed for the second half, I think.
Yeah, he's given energy to the Cardiff performance. There's other players who've done that as well. Cian Ashford notably has looked to drag his team along with him, but credit to the management team for making a switch at half-time. Jay Semenya wasn't having a bad game by any means, but the switch has helped Cardiff. Just nice ball protection from Pickard. Looks a good footballer as well in a number of positions. Good spin out by Donnery. Ball goes wide. Spears stands his man up again, creates that separation from man and ball. Excellent work as he takes that away from Milan Benjamin. Spears claims he's fouled. Referee says no. Ball goes wide to Mackay. He puts his centre half under a little bit of pressure, but in fact Doyle dealt with it well. Spears steps in to intercept that pass and sets Iakawa forward. Gives it back to Barton. Barton turns out and will send it wide to Beecher. Lawler misses out Iakawa, but it's a good ball forward which Kroll can battle for, and Kroll has got wrong side of his man. There was shirt pulling by both players, but it's the Cardiff man who's been penalised. 6 and 1, half a dozen of the other, but assistant referee made the decision. This ball won't run out on Spears, so he'll have to deal with it. Wraps his left foot around it and finds Iakawa. His twos. Standing start, but gives it out to Beecher. Johnson shows short. Beecher misses him out. Cardiff will get the throw in. Don't forget, during the international break, a number of Bluebirds involved at different levels, but particularly keen and enthusiastic about seeing the two Colwell brothers. What I'm enthusiastic about now is the awareness of Johnson, who comes in on goal, shoots at goal. There's a save by Flavel. Nyakwa is asking why the ball wasn't squared. I think after the insightful run by Johnson, he was entitled to take that shot on, but it was a good save from Flavel. Just as I was saying that, yes, Joe Colwell and Ruben Colwell playing the under-21s level for Wales. I certainly plan on making a trip down to, I think it's Rodney Parade, to see that one. Cardiff maybe should be 2-1 up. That was alert play by Johnson, but he couldn't provide the finish. Dakari Mafiko is being ready to come on for Cardiff, but they might be a goal up by the time he comes on, because that's a good drilled cross, which Johnson improvises on and directs towards goal. That was clever, because the pace was on the ball from Beecher. Johnson realised that, just knew he had to direct it towards goal and force another good save out of Kieran Flavel. Well, substitutes have been making an impression since they've come on. This is the latest chart you're seeing on your screen. We'll have another substitution going on below us at the moment, and I believe it is Cody Twos who's coming off, gets a warm round of applause, and he's going to be replaced by Dakari Mafiko. Yes, the Cardiff City management team can be pleased with the contribution from their bench in this second half. Cardiff have probably had the better of it in this second half. More even game, but Bluebirds might consider themselves unfortunate not to be in front. Cross into the box though. Dyer tries to direct that towards goal. It's cut out by Beecher, and Barton will clear away. Gets more height than distance. As well pulled out of the sky by Donnery. Now it's Barnsley's turn to ask questions. They move the ball to the left-hand side. It's a good press, though, by Nyakwa, forcing the ball back to goalkeeper Flavel. It's not the most comfortable of back passes, but it's a good first touch, makes room for himself. Sends a decent ball forward, which Atkinson didn't get the rub of the green there, and it's well dealt with by Lawler. And Cardiff can come forward now. Ball into Kroll. There is a 2-on-1 if Johnson can keep himself onside. Ball didn't come his way in the fashion it needed to. And now we're going end to end. Reverse ball looking for Pickard, but he looks finally like he might have run out of steam. Mackay, my apologies, not Pickard. Looks like he might have finally run out of steam after having a good running battle this afternoon with Beecher and Twos. Three or four youngsters have made their way to the Grange end, just on the steps, and making their vocal support heard. Will they inspire a goal? No, Kroll just can't turn the ball forward to Ashford there. Not sure if they're meant to be in that section, but if you're a youngster, you're meant to break the rules, Tom, aren't you?
That is the family stand, to be fair, JP.
Dyer holds the ball up well, drills the ball out to Mackay, tries to send it forward, looking for Pickard. Those two have worked exceptionally hard this afternoon for Barnsley. Kroll is fouled. A little bit of a needless foul there, conceded by James, but credit to Ashford. Credit to Kroll, my apologies. He's given that Barnsley defence something else to think about with his physical presence. Oh, lovely weighted ball. And here's Nyakwa. Looks to cut inside. Can he get a shot at goal? He can't. He can't feather the ball through as well to a teammate who was Johnson, but it was more good work by William Spears. who surely as time goes on should be known as Billy Spears. It's just a great old-fashioned football name. Here's Ashford, shirt pulling, but he keeps going, drives into the box. Is this the moment? Shot at goal. Good tracking there by Donnery. Ashford, the man looking to make things happen for Cardiff, and he wins the corner.
Really has done a good job throughout this match, hasn't he? Cian Ashford, he's just shooting whenever he gets the opportunity. If he's given a little bit of space, he'll take it. Always a willing runner. He's won a number of corner kicks just by being as he's been throughout this afternoon.
Corner kick for Cardiff, drilled in, good delivery, and it's in! And it's Cook who scored. Good run, good header, but really it's the skill of the corner delivery that makes that goal for the Bluebirds. They're celebrating, they deserve it, they've bounced back well in this game. Goal scorer is Freddie Cook, good brave header, but what a corner kick from Cian Ashford. The dip, the pace, the flight of the ball, allowing Cook to run onto it. Glancing header from the big centre half. Flavel had no chance, and the Bluebirds are 2-1 in front.
It's an absolutely fantastic delivery in from Cian Ashford. Met beautifully by Freddie Cook as well. I don't think he's had to break a stride to reach that ball. It's been perfectly put on the plate for him there, and he's headed it. Keeper's not had a clue either. And it must be said, I think, based on the second half, I do think City deserve to be ahead. You know, they held out well throughout that first half, all things considered. Not had the best of luck on the ball and not been as clinical as they'd have liked. But hopefully now they can hold on to this lead for the next 5 minutes or so.
Credit to the Bluebirds and coaching staff for the way they changed the dynamic after a rather flat final 20 minutes in the first half. No foul there, although Johnson, who's a real bundle of life, gets on his feet and puts the pressure on. Cardiff decidedly second best for the final 20-25 minutes of the first half. Should have been at least a goal behind, but as Tom said, rode their luck, but also put bodies on the line and stayed firm, and that allows them now to have this 2-1 lead. Cian Ashford involved in both goals. Scored one, made the other, and credit to centre-half Freddie Cook there for the timing of the run. And now, as Tom said, the Bluebirds will look to hold out and take this victory. Atkinson has other thoughts though for Barnsley. Sends the ball wide to Mackay. Mackay back inside to Pickford, back to Mackay. Ball forward looking for Atkinson. He tries to loop it over the head. That's strong defending. That shouldn't be a penalty, but it is a clash of heads. There was a few shouts from Barnsley. It was just strong defending from goalkeeper Cook. But hopefully Atkinson's okay now, because he was very much cleared out by Cook. And I say that as a compliment, because that's what centre-half should do. Atkinson, though, precautions being taken, and hopefully we will see him back on his feet sooner rather than later. This will mean we'll have a number of stoppages. There have been a number of these delays, pauses during the second half, so could be a good 5 or 6 minutes added on. Both teams come to their technical areas for refreshments and instruction. Atkinson looks okay. It was very much just strong defending by Freddie Cook. We see a replay of Ashford's goal. Good first touch, as Tom mentioned, and then the strike across the keeper was clinical. And credit to Ashford, because I suppose having played senior football, he's expected to be a game changer at this level, and he has been in this second half. That was the Barnsley equaliser, a little bit of pinball football in the box, but in the end a good finish by Jalen Wildboar. But what a fantastic corner kick delivery by Ashford. Good run from Cook, glancing header, controlled finish, and that's the difference between the two sides at the moment, as we are into the last minute of normal time. But as I said, there should be a decent amount of injury time, added time. Can Barnsley generate a chance? Johnson does well. I do like him. He's got a low centre of gravity and wants to put himself about. It's a nice ball forward from Atkinson, who's recovered to Mackay. Mackay with a crossing opportunity, hangs it up towards the far post, and on the stretch, Spears does well to take it away from Benjamin, who was lurking on that far post. Just been told, and now I can see the resemblance, Tom has scribbled on my pad that Finlay Johnson is the son of former Birmingham City, Crystal Palace forward Andy Johnson, Everton forward as well, of course, and you can see the resemblance now. No comment on the hairline, of course. Darren Pearce and Andy Johnson, teammates at Birmingham. I think they both would have played in that League Cup final against Liverpool at the Millennium Stadium, where Birmingham lost narrowly on a penalty shootout. The late Trevor Francis, who I mentioned earlier, was manager that day. But yeah, now you've mentioned it, Tom, you can see a little bit about Andy Johnson in Finland. Well, I don't know, Tom. Are you even old enough to remember who Andy Johnson?
Vaguely, but I prefer not to comment.
I forget I keep working with youngsters. But he's impressed since coming on. He's just busy, and he, for a smaller striker, he's got that dogged, nasty streak as well, where he's prepared to go in on centre halves and knock them about a little bit. Free kick to Cardiff City. Andy Johnson, if you're listening, that was a joke about the hairline, I promise. You were a striker that was very much admired around the game. And, your son has made a very good impression since coming on this afternoon. So is this man, Spears. Plays it forward to Kroll. That's a foul. Referee plays advantage, though. Can Spears pick someone out? He can! And the ball just maybe was a little slow coming to Nyakua, and he couldn't get a strike on goal. But more great work by William Spears. To Tom's point, Cardiff have had the better of this second half. They've also had the better of the chances. And they look like the team finishing strongly, where Barnsley look a little out on their feet right now. Ball forward by James. It's well dealt with by Spears. I keep praising him because he keeps doing the little things right. Referee plays advantage once more. Here's Kroll. Kroll, oh, caught in two minds. I think the ball was actually on for Johnson. Ashford made the shout, but that was going to be a harder ball to play. We are into added time. Fans asking for the whistle to be blown, but I suspect we might have a couple of minutes more yet. And again, final plug of the day. Don't forget, Cardiff City TV tomorrow. Colleague Ashley James is at Portman Road for live coverage of the Bluebirds' trip to face Ipswich Town. One of the last times we were there, in fact the last time I believe we were there, Kenneth Hall winner, Sam Roberts and myself playing planes, trains and automobiles as we kept missing forms of transport to get ourselves to the ground. Got there eventually and it was worth it. Hopefully it will be again tomorrow. Cardiff looking to make these final moments very much worth it as Ashford looks to make absolutely sure for the Bluebirds. He's going the long way round and forces a great save out of Flavel. Great composure by Ashford, waited for the angle to open up. Credit to the Barnsley captain and goalkeeper though, that's a very strong hand and strong save. Now it's Barnsley's chance to perhaps launch their final attack. Nyakwa is down in the Barnsley half, so Cardiff have a numerical disadvantage at the moment. Ball comes into the box. Atkinson headers a goal. Can't get it to dip underneath the crossbar. Goes over the bar. It's out for a goal kick. Fans think the final whistle has gone. It is not. It is just an instruction that the physio can come on and give treatment to Tanatsua Nyakwa, as we see this chance a moment ago where Ashford just patience allows the angle to open up. A little bit of American football style pick there from Johnson, created some space. Ashford though was denied by a very good save from Kieran Flavel. Oh, what does your rest of Friday afternoon look like, Tom? I've got to go back to work for a couple of hours now.
Well, I think I need to write up a match report first thing. Who knows from there?
It's almost 4 o'clock. I'm sure anyone tuning in, if you are still working, why don't you finish early? Open a beer and celebrate this win for the Bluebirds. If my boss is listening, I am coming back to make up the 2 hours I've spent out of the office, I promise. Here's Dennis, goes long. And he should come and claim the ball again from that goal kick that is returned to him. Barton turns it back to Dennis. Dennis on his left foot, clips the ball forward, flicked on by Ashford, who should get a second bite of the cherry. That's a good tackle though, and that was a rushed pass from Benjamin, just when Barnsley thought perhaps they could make the Bluebirds pay. An opportunity for Barnsley to box in, but the young Tykes team do look tired. There's been a number of players from both sides, in fact, going down with cramp, but Cardiff are finishing the stronger and have managed this second half well. Still, we await the final whistle. Kroll flicks up rather than flicks on. Johnson, though, makes life difficult for the defender. This must be the last chance of Barnsley. It's a good clip ball to Benjamin on the far side, faced up by Spears, but a ball into the box. Dyer is up. That's good defending from Cook. Almost as important header as was the goal, and that shot will go over the bar. That might be it. Good defending there by Freddie Cook. Looks like he's got the winning goal, and that was a win-saving header as well, taking it off the head of Dyer. And that should just about be that.
Referee's been looking at his watch a fair bit. Hopefully this, as you said, will be that.
There is the final whistle. Victory for the young Bluebirds, the under-21s here at Cardiff City Stadium today. They've beaten Barnsley by a score of 2-1. And real credit to the Bluebirds for the way they really changed the dynamic of this game. They started well in terms of possession of the ball in the first half, Tom, but really, particularly in terms of chances, Barnsley dominated the latter stages of that first half. We knew the Bluebirds would have to change something at half-time, both in terms of personnel and endeavour and tempo. They did. They took control of the second half, and as you said a few moments ago, probably deserved winners.
Yeah, certainly. I think City in that first half, for good portions of it, their backs were right up against the wall. They defended well. They made a couple of mistakes, but made sure to always keep them from scoring that opening goal when it looked as if we may concede one. I think credit to both the players and the managing team for City after the break, of course, scoring right away through Kean Ashford. A little bit of a personnel change. Jason Menu, as you said, didn't have a bad game by any means, but just I think it's Will Spires just offered a little bit of difference, and I think it paid off in the end, JP.
Yeah, and Tom, what always pleases a manager, and again, Jason Menu came off at half-time. He was having an okay game, as his Cardiff City teammates were having an okay game. What always pleases a manager and coaching staff is when your bench can make an impact, and certainly the bench made an impact for Cardiff City today. Yeah,
certainly. I mean, even the starting lineup was a young one today. As I said earlier, plenty of under-21s regulars from last season as well this season missing today, but when you've got people coming on and still making the impact that they want to make, it's only for the best, even if these players are, only 17, 18 years old, still managing to impress against, must be said, it looks like a senior Barnsley side.
Just seeing the replay of the key second half moments. That was the first goal, a lovely finish by Ashford across the goalkeeper, taking it on the bounce, controlled that shot very, very well. And that gave life to the Bluebirds, although Barnsley did all equalise shortly afterwards. But after their first goal, the Bluebirds really did seem to have the lion's share of the game. This was Barnsley's goal, a nice finish in the end with an unfortunate assist thrown in there as well. It was Jalen Wildboar who was the goal scorer for Barnsley. Spears really made a difference to me just in terms of his dynamism. This strike was ruled out for offside, unfortunate for Cardiff. But the Bluebirds were starting to find their stride, they were starting to purr at this stage. Cian Ashford was dictating the game more and more. And of course he would have a hand in the Cardiff City winner with a fantastic corner you'll see in a few moments. Well glanced home by Freddie Cook. Jake Daniels, well, we forget about the goalkeeper in this second half because he didn't have as much to do apart from that save, but Tom, you have to say credit to the goalkeeper for keeping Cardiff in it in the first half.
Yeah, exactly. He's made a lot of good stops today, and to follow that up as well, when you've had crosses coming in, he's been the first one to come out and claim it. Quite vocal as well, for, again, quite a junior player in this side.
Here is Ashford, has a strike at goal, forces a good save from Flavel, who was good in the Barnsley goal all afternoon. No chance with either goal. Ashford again gets underneath this one, but you start to see a pattern here of the number 7 for Cardiff being involved in most things for the Bluebirds. On that occasion wasn't able to hit the target. This was Johnson who, well, everyone stopped when they saw the play go down. He didn't, and yes, he may have looked up to the far post, but I don't mind him taking the shot on there. It forced a save, but from the resulting set piece, Cardiff got the winning goal, and Tom, just a corner. How do you defend that? The way it curls and swerves, and credit to Cook for a good run and good finish.
No, precisely. It's definitely, you'd like to think one off the training ground, because if it's not, it's almost worrying how well that one's paid off. Freddie Cook, as I said earlier, hasn't broken a stride, I don't think, to get on the end of that one. It's a brilliant delivery, and I think Cian Ashford's had a great week if you consider both today's performance, an assist and a goal, and playing for the first team earlier in the week as well.
Well, Cardiff City as a whole, as a club, have had a great week. Let's hope it continues tomorrow at Ipswich. Carling Cup, Carabao Cup victory, a signing on transfer deadline day, and hopefully more good things to report from Portman Road tomorrow. Certainly good things to report from Cardiff City Stadium today. The Bluebirds battled back after a slightly troublesome first half, but they controlled the second half. They were clinical. They scored the 2 goals that got them the victory. My thanks, as always, to Tom Hopkins and the whole Cardiff City TV team for bringing you this coverage. Thanks to you all at home for joining us. On behalf of myself, John Donovan, and Tom Hopkins, I'll leave you with the final score here. Cardiff City 2, Barnsley 1.